everyone. Great to have you all here. So to set context, as we go into this panel, you've all heard a lot of news regarding tech in Vietnam over the last few months. Google recently opened its office here. And then you also heard NVIDIA is also looking to open up 2 AI research centers here in the country. But what does it really mean to be on the ground level recruiting for or working for a Vietnamese or global tech company based here in Vietnam? So that's sort of the main outcome I want to answer as part of this panel. So we have 2 folks here. We have Brian and Ryan coming from e-commerce as well as banking. So these are very 2 different perspectives, all under tech, and we'd love to dive further into this. So the first question for both of the panelists here is, in your opinion, what are the key opportunities and challenges for Vietnam to become a leading tech hub in Asia? Maybe we'll start with Brian first. You can give a quick intro and then go into the question, and then we can go to Ryan.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this OV submission. So I think for my background, leading the service global e-com right now in the Vietnam and also Philippines. So previously I working for Lazada and also Traveloka as well. Regarding the question that you're asking, so I think right now one of the opportunity that we are seeing very clear is that we're starting to see a lot of change regarding to the government policy that have been implemented. I think it's quite obvious regarding to the biometric that we have been changing, right? So this will be immediately we can see the impact regarding to the accuracy of the data, that it will be enhance the accuracy in terms of how we're using the data to come up with our action plan in daily operation. So I think this is a very positive signal that our country are starting to adapt and also showing some of the, I would say like focusing in terms of creating more supporting environment for the technology. However, another thing that I can see regarding to the technology part in Vietnam, that we still have lacking of the very concise and comprehensive education that really supporting and create a very strong foundation. Even though our employee in Vietnam is very strong, you know, that all the all the students in the university, they usually got very high score. They got a lot of prize, high score in a lot of competition. So basically, our math or physics is all basically regarding to the AI and also technology. So I would say that in terms of the quality of the employee themselves is actually good, but we need to have more structure and also comprehensive education program in order to make the supporting regarding to the talent pool more sustainable in the long term as well. Yeah. So I think that would be from my perspective regarding to this one.
Just quickly, Nick, I will fill in the seat. We are flexible here in Vietnam. Just filling in on Nguyen. Hao just messaged me, hey Quang, why don't you go out on stage? So yeah, let's do it. Just quickly on background, I have a little bit of tech background. I was working for the Google Singapore team 3 years for the Vietnam team, and so might have a bit of opinion on this as well.
Got it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to go next to Ryan, and then we'll go to Quang. So just to remind you, Quang, the question was key opportunities and challenges for Vietnam to become a leading tech hub.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. So my name is Ryan Nguyen. Currently, I'm working for Techcombank. I'm leading the IT division in Saigon. Before working for Techcombank, I was joining McKinsey for like 2 years. And before that, I'm working for National Australia Bank. Back in the old day, 2009, I working for like mostly software company. So my background is mostly related to tech. I'm engineering myself, and now mostly working as a people managers, building IT workforce for different company. Now go back to the questions, opportunity and challenge. For opportunity, I think for me, right, 3 things. The first thing will be a young talent pool. The reasons, I think that's the key important for us as an opportunity, because we have a strong young talent pool, at least for my field, like IT workforce. 24, we have like around 600, 700K engineer. 20 to 35% of them is young engineer, meaning that they have 1 to 5 year experience. And they eager to learn, and they adapt really fast with technologies. I think that's the first one. The second one, I'm not sure it's still right, because now I'm not taking care so much about the rate. But back in the old day, when I'm the one who building a different squad in the team, the rate of Vietnamese compared to India or Singapore, the mature markets in IT workforce, I think is still competitive. Let's say for 1 to 4 year experience. For Vietnam now, it around 500K, 500 to 1.5K for mid engineer. So the cost compared to mature market like India and Singapore, I think is still something that we still consider a competitive advance. The last one I think is our advantage right now. I can see digital transformations happen across industry and sectors, including traditional bank as well. Like Techcombank, we did invest a lot on foundation tech capability. Last year and back in 2021 to 22, we invest like $405 to $500 million for increase our tech capability. Adobe Martech for our marketing platform, Salesforce for our CIM, and we are trying to moving things to cloud to make sure that we have the stability in our system as well to cater for business. And this year we are trying to commoditize our product across tech sectors to support business with target of streamline our digital user journey and stuff. So that's, I think, the key opportunities. For challenge, I think people has been talking a lot about regulations. So banking is very heavy on regulations, and regulations in general, in the banking context, I feel is still somehow unclear and inconsistent. For example, now I think in 25 we are trying to have an open banking standards from SPV to make sure that we can support fintech or other startup can be on top of their of our cater for public API, for example. And now it has been something passed in 5 or 6 years ago, but now in Vietnam, regulator they are listening to opinion from the bank. So they are trying to have a standardized approach for open banking to support other business can create an IT ecosystem across, not just expose our capability. So I think that's a challenge, but we have some solutions. The second challenge, I think people talking a lot about key expert. In my field, key expert and senior leaders lacking. So that's why we have talent roadshow when we focus on tech people who already have a proven track record of building and running large-scale systems, support millions of customers, right? And to be honest, we didn't see that much in local talents. And that's understandable because back in 5 or like 6 years ago, things are moving, but it's already back in the US, UK, and other countries. So that's why we are targeting that target segment to enhance our talent, including senior leadership as well at IC. Last one on challenge, I would say the investment on L&D, especially education, practical educations. But I think some player in Vietnam, they are doing a good job, like FPT. They focus on practical educations, training on the job. Hopefully we can see some more of that in the next few years. But I think that's something that we are on the right track, at least after, let's say, after you graduate from college or university. I think that's the good way to go. You're joining as an intern, you're learning from the job. So that's my take as an opportunity and challenge.
Got it. Thanks, Ryan. And then just to quickly introduce, we have Nguyen joining from 98. And again, the question here is the key opportunities and challenges for Vietnam to become a leading tech hub.
Okay, first of all, sorry, there's some miscommunication. I'm just stepped out because I thought my panel was delayed after lunch. So sorry for that. To make it fast, I don't want to repeat myself. I think there's a lot of sharing, interesting sharing from the panel already. I would say that I would look into the opportunity side only because I think that's, become a tech hub sound something very fancy. So the big opportunity for any place become a tech hub because tech hub is not only a collection of like different companies, it's an ecosystem, right? So the ecosystem have a very powerful impact on not only like the economy itself, but the social impact. Like it can change people's lives. It can enhance the level of talent that any country have. I saw we have 5 minutes left, so I will stop here. So we can continue with the second questions.
Got it. So would love to dive into each of the industry very quickly to understand a bit more. So maybe we can start with you. Overall, right now, Vietnam is growing as a leading country in blockchain. How do you see the strategy that we must incorporate to really fully realize that potential?
Okay, so for this question, I will start a bit backwards rather than jump into the answer, right? So I think that blockchain is one of the few, I call the future technology, and we are as a very interesting phase of blockchain, where we move from like early adopter into early maturity. So the case is there, but its opportunity is there. And look in that context of blockchain, where we about to go mass, where are we as a country? So Vietnam, interestingly, is always in the top ranking market in terms of blockchain adoption. So, from different research you can track, but like we're always in top 3. So the latest data I got from Consensus is we are from the research they run, 60% of Vietnamese population have one digital access. So the users are ready. The industry is about to transform and then go into mass audience. And in that context, what's the strategy? I don't I don't just create the strategy by myself, but I just want to share with you. The best news that we have in the industry is last year in November 2024, the national strategy on developed blockchain has been signed. So from the government, we have put into document like what will be the national strategy for us to really make Vietnam become a leading country in blockchain. And there's a lot of things we need to do. We want to be a leading country by 2030. And to make it happen, actually the government make it very clear there are 5 things we need to do. Number 1, regulation. So the regulation makes sure that all our activity will be compliant. And that regulation, it's very important because it brings back the trust that the industry needs to have. Secondly, the government makes it very clear that we need to prepare talent for the industry. So when talking about talent for blockchain, it's not only like engineer, it's not about like tech people, but like in order to become a leading on blockchain, we need people on the business side, marketing side, in order to make sure that we can promote our plans on that. The third one is how we can promote on the development and application of blockchain. The fourth one is about how can we build infrastructure in order to have a national ecosystem on blockchain. And of course, the government put a lot of agenda to promote the research and enhance the international collaboration. So I think that's not my view about the strategy to develop blockchain and leverage on the strength that we have, but it's an agenda from the country.
Got it. So very much tops down as well as bottoms up adoption. So the next question would love to move to for Ryan here is, how does Techcombank look at retaining top tier talent, and how do you thinking about differentiating from other banks or competitors?
I think majority of you already know because we are very clear on our marketing campaign as well, the way that we hiring talents. So as a company, we're very clear on, we have three key assets. The first one will be technology, second one is data, and the last one it will be people. And because people is our assets, the main priority assets, and we have a very unique need of what we want to have at this for now, 24 and then now 25. For talents, what we want will be, I talking about mostly in my IT divisions, right? A key IC who can build and who can know how to operate at large scale system. Let's say we have now 13 million of customers, right? Systems should be resilient, systems should be scalable, and stuff like that. And that's why we are, the first group will be talent who already have proven track of record on running and building those systems. The second one is senior leaders. This one is kind of tricky because majority of senior leader we have is expat and OV. But what we want to do will be, we want to bring expat and OV to grooming our in-house employees so they can be a leadership in the futures. I don't think it's going to be something we can educate in university, or you can educate in, like, let's say, a bunch of kids working together. So that's a tricky part, but I think at least for short-term things that we want is very clear. And I think it's going to be different with the engineer in mid-career. We open to negotiate on compensation packet, relocation packets, as well as a growth opportunity. And I think growth opportunity is very important for OV because they want to know why they're going back to Vietnam, right? Let's say they are engineer, they're going back to Vietnam, they have experience in running and building a large-scale system in the US. And we have that kind of system. But we don't have people who know and who know to uplift and commoditize the product to become something to support the business. And that's why we are having a very unique need in the market in terms of talents. And go back to the benefit, I think if you want to join Techcombank, you just feel free to reach out. I think the question you ask is the important thing. I can give you some advice, but that's the need from Techcombank. So we give the expectation from us, but we also want to listen to your feedback. What kind of team that you want? Because we have product managers, we have data science, we have software engineer, we have architect, we have across different division as well as function in the division as well. Right. So I think that's my take.
Got it. Thank you so much. So last question before we wrap up the panel. This is for Brian. So when we talk about tech, people often think about Google, big tech traditionally. But in your opinion, what are some of the other promising industries in Vietnam that is increasingly adopting technology and hire for tech talent?
I think for this one, usually people will be thinking that technology will be regarding to like software, coding, those kind of things. But I think in this changing where everything is changing very fast, certain things that we think before never happened now is already happened. So everything is possible. So from my perspective, at leading in the e-commerce industry, what I'm saying is that I would say like the whole process end to end about the transaction from the buyer buying thing to until they receive the item. So I could see that there are three major areas that we can see a lot of opportunity regarding to the job and also career as well. So the first thing will be on the digital platform and also the consumer interaction and also experience. So I think this one is right now talking about the e-com online market. Now we not only like seller going to the platform and then just listing down the item and then selling. They're using AI, they're using data in order to learn the user behavior, and then from there they can attract more GMV from their end. So I think for those who have very strong experience in the customer behavior and also be able to connect between the technology and also the user journey, that is where it will be fit with your experience. And another area that's definitely it will be logistic and also manufacturing. So this is the thing that as the last time I checked, I think 43% about the cost regarding to the logistic is actually belong to the last mile. So in the last mile part, mostly it will be regarding to the how we optimize the operation to make sure that we can deliver faster and less, I would say usually it will be, we call fail deliver right? So this is the thing that for who have very strong experience in the operation, very strong in terms of build up framework, and also using data to manage the daily operation. Definitely, this is the area that will be suitable for you all in here. And the final one will be the payment part. So I think the digital payment is also one of the things that is having improved a lot, going through with the user experience and also the logistics as well. I think for the digital payment that we have been, I was mentioned before that the government already changed the policy to make the data is more accuracy, right? So this one for those who have very strong experience in terms of the data part and also the security part, then definitely this will be the place where you can also are looking for as well. Right? So there's certain area that I think is quite mature in our market right now that have a lot of opportunity for all the OV can looking for.
Got it. Thank you so much. So just to summarize the key themes I'm seeing here across all three different industries, tech has traditionally always moved faster than a lot of other things, policies, regulation, for example. And then now it seems like Vietnam is sort of almost taking a step back to take 2 steps forward. We should focus on the basics or the fundamentals, data, technology, scaling processes, working with the government to make sure that at the end of the day, tech can contribute to the overall economy. So wanted to give a round of applause again to all the speakers as part of the panel. Thank you all so much.